let's go over how to draw the Indominus Rex biting into the T-Rex. And so we're going to do that. Should be pretty easy. You can do it with me. Let's get started. So we're going to start with the Indominus Rex at the top. And we're going to start with a curve over here. So line down, kind of like a curve right there. Maybe pull it down a little bit more. I'm going to go over here on this side for the far side brow. It's kind of like an angled like that. Pulling back. And it could go off the page. It might not. Going to go over here, pulling down just a bit. And pulling up. And pulling up even more right there, just kind of for that side bit, you know, where the mouth really opens up. Let's go over here now. Out, down. Right there for the other brow. Gonna go over here on this side. We're gonna pull down, up for the eye. Curve on this side. And now we're going to go over here and draw the underneath the eye. Let's go over here now for the bag right there. And then just kind of a little bit of like anger right there. You pull that line back. You don't need to, you just want to be close enough. It's not super important. Let's go to the front now. Draw the nostril. Draw a line up, down, right here. There's going to be a little bit of a, I don't know, I'd say like a concaveness in that area. It just makes the Indoraptor look more like evil and stuff like that. They definitely trying to make the Indoraptor look pretty evil, I noticed. Just kind of make him look like the enemy dinosaur, right? I noticed that with a lot of versions of the Indoraptor in general. You know, like I said, he's got like kind of like a horn here. You have the horn on the other side. Line here for kind of the back portion right there. We can get back to the rest of his body, but right now let's to the rest of his neck. But let's get to the T-Rex first. So we're gonna go right here. He's biting into the T-Rex. So we're gonna line out, brow right there for the T-Rex. So it's just like a bump. Line out. Down. Okay. Curve down, up. And then on this side, the cheekbone right there for the T-Rex. Okay, so far so good. Go over here to the eye, but he's going to have a closed eye. So we're going to draw a line right there like that. Line right there. Line. Nose right there. Curve. Line right there. The open mouth. Curve for, again, that's kind of, we're starting the lower jaw now. Down. And a little bit right there. Curve down. Try to make these line up a little, but you don't have to. Looks like a big old bird without the actual teeth in there yet, but we will put the teeth in. So let's go over here and find the back of the jaw. Somewhere around this area. Down. Curve in. Line over here. We're putting in the teeth now. They're going to be curved inward into the mouth. Think of them like banana shapes or something like that. Curved back into the mouth. You could vary the size of the teeth a little bit, but not like a bunch. And then right around the back over here, we're going to draw the kind of back portion of the mouth to give it a little bit more of a 3D look. Right, so you can see the inside of the mouth. Let's go over here now, find the teeth below. Same thing. That one we're just going to leave like that. And now we're going to pull underneath. See right here, and then we're going to pull back for the throat. Down. Maybe a line right here for the chest area. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, honestly, most of the hard work is done. We're going to do kind of like almost running down the finishing touches, right? So stay with me on this. So find the other side. Where is this neck going to go? So right here, imagine it, and it's going to come out over here. Something like that. Maybe around there. Maybe a thin line over here for the back of his neck. But we need to draw the Indoraptor teeth. So these are sinking in, so you're not really going to see them. But the ones in the front over here, you're going to see right there. And they're very thinnish. They're thinner. They're definitely not the banana type that T-Rex has. They're more thin and razory. Okay. Zigzag over here down the neck, the back of the neck. He's got this zigzag shape. Line over here. Curve. Curve. Line. Okay. He kind of has to have this armor on his back in a way. And he even has these little... You can draw some lines over here to make it look like... You know, because he does have these like... kind of some spikes in there as well. But we can draw little lines. And if you want, like I said, you can draw... These little... Just every... You know, you don't have to draw them all, but draw these... curved lines over here representing... spikes. Maybe along the top as well. We gotta throw, even though we're kind of off the page here, these little, he has these little thin, see that? These little, really super thin like quills that stick out once in a while. These thin little quills. Right there. And just kind of vary them where they are. You don't really have to draw like all of them or anything like that. Just vary them and pick your spots for the most part. And now just to kind of like make it a little bit more, we can draw little lines along here. Very thin lines, right, if you're using the marker. Very, very thin. Try to put less weight on the marker. And you're just drawing these little lines to give him a little bit of texture because he is, you know, like a lizard, an evil lizard. And you can just... draw these little thin wispy lines, maybe where you think there'll be flexion, right, in the face, right? Maybe where he's like bending his face a little bit, where he's making an expression. But it's not that big a deal where you put them. It's just as long as they're thin. They have to be thinner than everything around it so that they come off as detail, right? And they're not distracting. All right. As far as the T-Rex goes, we can put like maybe a shadow right there. If you want, you can literally fill in this back portion of the mouth that we drew in. You can just fill that in, right, to make it look, just to make it look better. Because it is in the back part of the mouth, so something like that. And you can also draw, you know, some thin lines around him as well. These little curve shapes. Just, you can maybe pepper them around here. They have to be small, remember. Very thin and small, so they don't stand out. So that, you know, it gives that illusion that there's a little bit of, right, texture on the T-Rex there. A little bit of that texture for the... And if you want to, draw a dark area right here under his neck. I just kind of pulled a line out there because the neck is going to be causing it's going to have a shadow because it just is. It also kind of anchors the face and gives people something to like look at specifically. If you really, really, want to do stuff, you can throw little lines, very little lines on the body itself. But right here, this vignette is fine, I think. I think this comes off pretty well. And it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's good enough, I think it comes off very well. Yeah. Anyways, that's the Indoraptor biting into the T-Rex. You can even put like little, I don't know, not really, I guess little folds in there to show that he's biting, but not really. Anywho, that's pretty much it. I hope you had a great time. Thank you so much. Please share the video if you can and hit the like, and I'll talk to you next time. Stick around for the next one. Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.